For centuries, the galaxy thought it understood humanity. They were regarded as an industrious but harmless species. Ambitious, yes, but ultimately unthreatening. Their territories were modest, their fleets unassuming, their ambassadors polite. They sent aid where others sent demands. They negotiated where others conquered. And when challenged, they withdrew rather than escalate. The Galactic Conclave, a union of the oldest and mightiest civilizations, labeled them the Patient Ones. It was a term whispered with a kind of amused condescension. Among the warborn, Brox, the psychic Eldari, and the technology-drenched Carolins, humans were seen as fragile, curious, clever, but naive. To most of the galaxy, humanity was a puzzle piece placed politely at the edge of the board. They did not see the quiet forging of steel beneath Earth's soil. They did not hear the low hum of long-distance cannons tested on the edge of known space. They did not understand that patience was not surrender. It began with the silent disappearance of Outpost Theta 9, a human colony near the mineral-rich belt of Vale. It had been a beacon of cooperation, a joint venture between 5 species. The logs stopped transmitting one afternoon. All signals vanished. Patrol ships dispatched to investigate never returned. Conclave offered vague condolences and advised patience while they conducted a full assessment. Humanity said nothing in return, at least not right away. The illusion held for another 8 months. During that time, more human outposts suffered sudden blackouts. First Theta 7, then Sigma Station, then the frontier city of Dara Prime. Each time, the same response from the Conclave: concern, investigation, and delay. But inside their domed council chambers, the truth was known. The attackers were the Varnak, a species not bound by the Conclave's codes. A scattered but vicious empire, the Varnak had noticed the slow expansion of human colonies near a gas-rich sector they'd long considered theirs by legacy. Seeing no fleet to match their own, no aggression worth fearing, the Varnak took what they wanted. The Conclave could have intervened. Instead, they let the raids continue, because humans, they believed, would endure. They always did. Then came the transmission. It echoed through every frequency, riding starlight to the furthest reach of the Conclave's influence. It was a human voice, measured, calm, and clear. "This is High Counselor Mara of Earth. We have catalogued your silence. We have buried our dead. We have waited for truth, for justice, for reason. None have come. As of this moment, humanity revokes its participation in the Conclave's non-intervention charter. Do not interfere. This is not war, this is correction." At first, the Conclave laughed. What could humans do? They had no dreadnoughts. Their fleets were scattered. Their weapons, it was believed, still relied on combustion and primitive energy systems. And yet, within a solar cycle, the Varnak homeworld vanished. Not conquered, not bombarded. Gone. Satellites where the planet once stood recorded only static and echoes. No debris, no heat signatures, no survivors. Just a perfect circular void where a thriving world had been. The laughter stopped. The Conclave demanded answers. They sent envoys, probes, warships. They found human space, transformed. Gone were the open trade stations and bustling diplomatic ports. In their place were silent structures of obsidian and titanium, orbital rings bristling with unrecognized weapons and ships, sleek, dark, and utterly foreign, patrolling in flawless silence. The humans no longer spoke. Their ambassadors vanished. The illusion was broken. The galaxy finally saw what humanity had become during its silence. They had watched, cataloged, and learned. While the Conclave played politics, humans developed weapons that didn't broadcast energy. While others shouted in public chambers, humans wrote no speeches. They wrote algorithms that could hijack navigation grids from halfway across a sector. Their scientists, once dismissed as quaintly curious, had cracked mass-shifting technology that bypassed shields altogether. But most terrifying of all was not the power they wielded. It was the restraint they had shown. For decades, they had the capability to retaliate. They could have answered each loss with ruin, but they waited, they studied, and when the time came, they struck with precision no other species could match. One by one, Varnak fleets were erased, disintegrated in clean lines, as if sliced from existence. No prisoners, no wreckage, just silence. And the conclave, once mighty and unchallenged, stood paralyzed. A private summit was called. For the first time in millennia, the eldest races sat in silence before a human envoy. Not a delegate, not a diplomat, a single man clad in gray, his face unreadable. "You see us now," he said, his voice unthreatening, almost tired. "You see what we were forced to become." One of the Caroline elders, emboldened by centuries of superiority, leaned forward. "Why, hide it all these years? Why pretend?" The human's gaze was steady. "Because we were waiting for you to remember your conscience." He paused, letting the silence do the rest. "But when you didn't, we remembered our history." They had always been underestimated. In ancient Earth wars, humanity learned to win by being overlooked. They had made invisibility a virtue, patience a weapon, and loss a lesson. The envoy left without another word. The conclave attempted diplomacy. They sent messages, envoys, reparations. Humanity never responded. But they didn't attack either. The war was over before it began. The lesson was simple. Earth would not raise its voice again, because it no longer needed to. From that day on, the galaxy treated human borders as holy ground, not from reverence, but fear. Smugglers detoured entire systems to avoid accidental crossings. Warlords turned down campaigns if they saw even a whisper of human activity nearby. The galaxy finally understood. The illusion had broken. And beneath it had stood something far older, far colder, and far more dangerous than they had ever imagined. Humanity had not been peaceful because they were weak. They had been peaceful because they remembered what they could become when pushed too far. And now, the galaxy remembered too.